Today we're taking a look at the best wiring options for your 2016 Ford Escape. So here we have our wiring kits. On the end here we have the Tekonsha. This is going to be the T1, part number 118566. And then here we have the Curt, which is going to be part number C56164. And then finally here we have the Hopkins, which is going to be part number HM11140514. Now they're all going to give us the same end result. They're going to give us a 4-pole flat that we can hook up to our trailer and have the appropriate lights. Now here we have our Tekonsha, and the Hopkins is going to install generally the same, and it's going to live on the outside of our vehicle. Now the Curt, on the other hand, the Curt is going to install about the same, but it's going to stay on the inside of our vehicle, right by our spare tire, and it's going to be there until we're ready to tow. Now each one of our kits is going to use a power taillight converter, which is going to protect our vehicle and our electrical system in case of any issues that may arise on the trailer end, and it's going to keep it from backfeeding back to our vehicle. Now one of the real nice features of the Tekonsha power converter box is, if you notice this shiny material, almost like an epoxy, it's potting material to keep all the circuit boards and wires securely in place. That way it's more shock resistant and you don't have to worry about the internal electronics. Now our converter boxes on each one of our kits are powered through the vehicle's battery, so we are going to have to run a wire from our converter box up to our battery. Now each one of our kits comes with all the necessary wires as well as the necessary fuse holders. Now the Tekonsha and the Hopkins here do have a slightly higher amp rating. They're going to come with a 15 amp fuse, and the Curt's going to come with a 10. So if you have a lot of lights on your trailer, you may want to go with the one that has the higher amp rating. Now one of the nice features of the Hopkins here is that all of your connections are pre-made, so you only need to crimp on your wires. You don't need to do any splicing or any cutting of your wires. Now each one of our kits does come with all the necessary hardware, zip ties, and anything else that you would need to get it installed, but the Hopkins actually comes with a small amount of dielectric grease, which I do always recommend to use whenever you're working with electronics, because it'll help keep out the moisture and keep down the corrosion. Now where and how we mount our converter boxes is going to be a little bit different. Our Tekonsha and our Curt have provided us with some double-sided foam tape that we can put on the back of our box, and then we can mount to a flat surface. The Hopkins, on the other hand, does not provide you with any double-sided tape. They simply give you a few zip ties, and you're going to use these 2 ears to zip tie this converter box to something. Now the only problem with that is you do have to find a spot that you can zip tie something around. One more small detail is the Tekonsha here, our dust cap cover is built onto our 4-pole flat, whereas with the Curt and the Hopkins, they are removable and replaceable. So to sum everything up, as far as ease of installation goes, I'm going to have to give it to the Tekonsha here, partially because they give you the double-sided tape, and we're able to mount our converter box essentially anywhere that we can find a flat surface, also because we don't have to take apart a lot of interior panels, since it is going to stay on the outside of the vehicle. Now as far as durability goes, I think the Tekonsha is going to take it here as well, just because of the potting material in our converter box, which is going to help resist any of the jarring and shaking that might damage the electronics inside. As far as vehicle protection, each one of our kits is going to protect our vehicle from any kind of backfeeding or any issues electrically that we may have on our trailer end. As far as ease of use, I do have to say with the Tekonsha and Hopkins, they are going to be slightly easier to use because they're going to stay on the outside of our vehicle and we don't have to open our hatch, find the wire, and pull it out. And that'll finish up our look at the best wiring options for your Ford Escape.
Click the link below to shop, learn more, or visit us at etrailer.com.